Heyo, Stoic here. Hey, just making some progress on the base. Just wanted to share it all with everyone. So let's take a look. Change over here. So you can notice a little bit of some blocks hanging out up there. And let's kind of sneak on over. You'll see that I've got one of the Aztec gods of goldsmithing in here. And I wanted it to be a gold farm as well, so you can kind of see the outline of a portal back there that we'll be using. And so I used a bunch of blocks. I thought I wanted some depth in the face of this thing, and it worked out great until I started my kill chamber for my gold farm. So hey, let's just take a look anyways. Let's get this thing going. So, boy, this thing is loud. Let's back up a little bit. That way, yeah, that's way better. We're still gonna spawn everything. There they come. So we've got our, we gave in our offering to our Aztec god, and he's now providing us with the zombie piglins. We're gonna harvest these piglins and get our gold. So they're gonna come out. It is not the best rates. I'll just say it right now. We get a lot of piggies here. Not too many. This thing could be way more efficient. Things could be happening a lot faster. A lot faster. But here they come. Oh, sometimes they get glitched out. They like to push each other off. And that's where this isn't like the most efficient and sometimes kind of dangerous because they do get stuck. Sometimes I help them along. So, yeah, it's just fun. This isn't made for like mass amounts of gold. If I wanted to do that, I would be doing something way different. This is just for fun, and it's part of the theme of the build. Here we can take a look at the storage system. So as you can see, we did build this on the mountainside, so it was kind of nice. It was already built, opened up for us, and now I can do some work. Now this is all tied together. There's a switch upstairs. Of course, this is locking out the pistons right now. So if I go ahead and if I break this, on only the tridents, and that'll clear those. So we can come down here. This is a simple trident farm, or trident killer here. The dropper, observer, solid block, dropper, all the way around, and then we can do a hard redstone connection here. You can do a switch right here too, but I like to automate it with one thing. So let's take a look. Eventually I'll get this all sorted. I've got a lot of there's some redstone to put in down here, which isn't a huge deal. Just didn't get to it last night. But you can see I'm getting some gold. I want to once I get this all sorted out, I'll probably do 3 gold ingots, 3 or maybe just 1. I mean, I don't really get a whole lot. Yeah, probably just 1. But I do get a lot of gold nuggets, so I'll probably make like 3 or 4 gold nuggets here, and then a bunch of rotten flesh for these last ones. And then the last, what we'll push out here at the end is, if it doesn't get sorted, you can see we're only really getting 4 different things. We've got rotten flesh, gold nuggets, and gold ingots, and a lot of swords. So if I just pick up all these swords, these are not really sortable. I'm sure there's a way to do it. I haven't figured it out yet. But if it's the last thing remaining, I can just toss it in or let them get unsorted and then just come in here. I thought, well, maybe because the rates aren't that huge, you know what, I'm probably not going to need all these furnaces, but we'll see if things change. But just doing a little cleanup here. I don't know how much AFK I can be doing if these piglins like to get out, or zombie pigmen like to get out. Kind of risky. So let's go back up top, show what's going on. So there's not a whole lot of magic. Oh, the sun is setting. Oh, it's so beautiful. So great. I'll probably do a little cleanup here. But you can see kind of where the pits are. I talked about that in the last episode. And you know, the switch is just above that block. energizes that. It sends it downstairs and also sends a pulse redstone down this way. Repeater all the way up, bridge all the way up. You can see it's kind of blinking up there. It's kind of fighting. Got two redstone entities fighting each other there. Zippy Totek, I think that's his name. I think he's got other things. Probably not worth talking about in this video. But goldsmithing is one of them, and that's what we're going to focus on. So you can see we got the ladder all the way up. It goes right through that glass. That's the key thing, and really nice. Otherwise, we'll have a lot more redstone to put in. As you can see here, we've got this pulse going into our dispenser, and this dispenser's taking water and dispensing it quickly. Behind here is a couple of observers that go back and forth. And I don't know all the mechanics of lava and nether portals, but if you've got lava nearby, it likes to light this up. And this is probably me just being a Minecraft noob, not understanding every aspect of the game, but I do know that we do have an observer here, probably triggering something here with the lava in the door so that they don't catch on fire. But it's always trying to light this up. So if this water weren't here, this would become a portal. When the portal comes to be, there's a chance that zombie pigmen will jump out. And when they do, they'll fall down into these water streams. Usually this isn't a big deal. It might clog them up a little bit, but eventually they'll go through. And we'll just take the journey with them. And they'll go through the head of Zippy Totek. I had to put in a bunch of... see, I'm trying to move forward here. These trap doors helped with... Oh, if I can walk through. Oh, yep. Maybe this should be open. Yep. See, I'm still working through all the little details. I'm trying to make sure that I can still make it look like a face and have it look cool. Anyways, they'll fall down. They'll fall down into here, and then eventually, if they're smart, and I don't know how that was possible. I didn't think you could jump up on top of fences or gates. Maybe because I'm in the water I can do it? That's really interesting. Well, at any rate, maybe I'll put some more trapdoors across here, or maybe even just half slabs. I think that would work fine as well. Just as long as it's low profile and it helps keep the monsters going. But they'll fall into these trident killers here. I had to separate them a little bit. So the trident killers actually in these 4 squares over here and over here. If I had them closer together, then they would be sharing. I never tried that. Maybe it is possible. Probably not, because we need pistons going in multiple directions. And it might mess up the flow of the trident killer. But anyways, got a lot of touching up to do in this temple now. Now that I have an idea of how big Zippy was going to be, it's working for the most part. But we can take a look at the next steps. And I thought I was going to have a tiered approach similar to the stairs over there along this backside, but it might have a more... No, this was 2, 2, 2, 2, 2 all the way up. These are some stairs. We'll have some stairs on this side too. I'll have to recalculate where that ends up to make sure that we've got a platform above Zippy. But along the back side, we might have a very steep slope. This might be 5, 5, 5, 5. In order to make sure that we clear the total image here of Zippy and the gold farm. That way we can enclose it, and I can probably find an AFK position that's not outside. And whoa, he looks terrible from the back. Got a lot of cleaning to do, a lot of dressing up, hide some of the mysteriousness of the redstone, and then just dress it up. But I do like these squares over here. I really think that looks neat. I never thought about it that much. I'm glad I kept the outside of the warped wood. I originally had taken my axe and shaved it off, shaved the bark off, but I actually like this color. I think it adds a good amount of contrast. Going for a lot of vibrant colors here, pretty much everywhere in this whole entire build, and that's the goal. And I think leaving that little bit there really adds a lot. But anyways, this is where we're at. So I got a lot of work to do still. Just want to give an update on where we're at. The big big next thing will be, I might try to run this while I'm working on it. Because it's not very safe and the pigmen like to aggro after me. I'm hoping they don't chase me around too much, but if I can keep this thing running while I'm working on the rest of the build, I think that would be neat. I'd be able to get a lot of gold. The ultimate goal here is to get a lot of gold to make some kind of treasure room. I know in the last episode I talked about how I have kind of that lush cave underneath my entire, whoa, let's jump up here, underneath the main temple, which is like a really great find. I don't know the extent of it, but I think that could be a good spot for it. We could also just kind of put gold everywhere. I was going to put some statues in, some smaller statues in, not as big as Zippy here. Kind of a, ooh, it's kind of scary looking. Those long eyelashes. Woo. We started this world in 1.18 or 1.17 because we found this amazing seed and everyone wanted to just start the season. And so when 118 dropped, everywhere that had a loaded chunk remained, but if there wasn't a loaded chunk, things got replaced. So you can kind of see there's this island here. When I originally came over here, I was flying around on the outside of this this forest, and you can kind of see some chopped up chunks where I didn't load certain areas. So like this became an entity right next to this, so you can kind of tell the terrain's a little different. It looks like a river, but it is a little odd. There is one of my favorite things that I came across was I had to fly a little bit for this one, but this giant wall. And you can tell that at one point I just kind of flown in this area, and I think this is natural over here, but I kind of stopped at one point. You can see things are kind of chopped off here on the trees, but you just have this giant wall, and I think that's part of 1.17 to 1.18. There's a lot of fun glitches everywhere. The group has been trying to, all the Blockheads have been trying to find all the fun glitches. You can see, yep, I came through here, got some tall walls on either side. So I was doing a little exploring at 1.17 before we did the update, but ultimately we didn't explore everything. But you can see this is one of my favorite things too. There is a giant cave down here. We can fly down here. I don't know how great it's going to be from, being able to see very well because it is very dark, but now that all those glow berries are growing a lot lower, things are a little bit easier to see. Well, I say that, but I can't see anything now. Anyways, lots of stuff happening down here, which is pretty neat. Uh-oh, that's a big wall. This was a really big cave. I came through here early on to try to get as many diamonds as I could. But you can see, wow, there are a lot of spore blossoms in here. Oh, some diamonds. It looks like I missed some. But this is a really neat one. There's some other... I wanted to try to incorporate this into the build, but it's a little far away from the rest of the buildings, and you wouldn't really see it unless you came over this way. And it looks like we got some creepers, so I need to get out of here. We got the sun setting and moonrise. Oh, does this match up? This might be a little hard to see. I don't have a good platform over here. I know we talked about how I try to get things to line up. Maybe if we can get this moon to line up, that would be pretty neat too. Kind of cloudy, but let's see what happens. Remember, this is a realm, so our visibility is restricted, and it does get kind of foggy for a lot of things. So unfortunately, we miss out on a lot of our render distance. I know what you're thinking. Gosh, I wish I could see more. I do too, but this is what we're working with, and this is what we can do. All right, I think it's coming up. There it comes. Oh, that is so neat. Oh, and it even matches our crescent. Wow, that's pretty cool. Is this the right spot? It's pretty close. Look at that. Nice. That is neat. All right. Let's go sleep before I run into a creeper. Up there. All right. I think that's it for today. I'm going to log off, work a little bit more on this big temple over here, try to figure out the do some math, figure out where things need to land. It might work on the very top, and that might tell me what kind of slopes I'm going to need in order to make that work. Sometimes it's a lot easier working top to bottom, or sorry, bottom to top, just because of the blocks. You can't just build underneath unless I use some water. But of course, I got redstone over there. Don't want to mess that up. But let me get a good shot here with Mr. Zippy. But yeah, today was fun. Hopefully we'll get things cleaned up. This definitely won't be all dirt when I'm finished with this, but we'll get some progress going. And thanks for joining. Bye.